Hi. Okay, you're all here. So, as far as I know, everyone has received the book. And if they haven't received the book, oh, I just got to mute some people here. I've got some background noise. If you don't mind just muting your microphone until it's your turn. There we go. I think that's good. Um, okay. I've kind of started three times. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I am recording this message tonight and all the sharing. So for Tracy, who's sick tonight and can't be with us, but yay, you guys are all here, which is very exciting. So you're all going to get so far entered in the draw for the next book, which I shared last week. This book, like I was saying, is one that I find is a really easy read. Has everybody felt that way so far? Easy to read. It's not boring and drags you on. So that is the reason why it's not, I mean, we could probably read this book in a week, but there's so many small micro lessons in this book that I think if we really take the time to dissect it and talk about it and share with each other, I think we can really truly get the most out of it, which is the main goal, which was the mindset glow up, right? That's kind of how and what the core message and the core that I was hoping for each and every one of you to kind of take out of this experience over the next 6 weeks is just to come out feeling a little bit more like you've taken your power back, like you feel like you are in control of what it is that you want, what's going on in your life. So one of the lessons that, and I'm just going to share a little bit, and then I'm going to start passing it off to each and every one of you to share your takeaways. So if you need to grab your book or you don't have it in front of you, you want to do that. Um, is something that I learned, and I'm going to share an image with you because I feel like this is a really great way to kind of, I'm such a visual learner, but hopefully you can all see this. Can you see a beautiful brain here, everybody? You see a nice, beautiful brain? Okay, so one of the things that I learned that really helped me with my mindset and really taking my power back was understanding that I'm consistently able to make changes and grow and learn to get closer to the things that I want. So if you look on the left-hand side where it says instead of, and then the other side where it says try this or say this, these are some of the things that I think I've noticed when I encounter people who feel like they're either stuck, they are not in control, they're receiving so much out of life that they are not feeling like is what they want, right? So instead of it's too hard for me, challenges help me grow. I made a mistake, I'm a failure. Mistakes are opportunities to learn. I'll give up. I'll try it a different way. I'll never be as good as them. I can learn and improve. There's no point in trying. Every attempt gets me closer to success. I don't understand. I can keep learning. And you can take a picture of that if you like, or I'll share it in our group chat. Um, but the reason I share that with you is because for myself, when I was working in my restaurants full time, sometimes I would find myself in places where I would like to blame the customers. I would like to blame my staff. I would like to blame my husband. I would get in this idea that, oh, the economy doesn't work or the economy's bad right now, so my restaurant's failing. And that was a really great opportunity for me to look at how to be creative, how to look at something in a different way. Or when, say, for instance, if we were setting a goal when it came to like a sales goal with our restaurant or, get making enough money to pay the rent. Let's be honest, like things get tight, right? It's like you don't always know how you're going to get there. Sometimes we get so black and white in our minds and we think that this is the way that it's going to be. And it's not until we are allowing ourselves to actually have that growth mindset to get creative to think, oh, well, maybe we can try it this way. Maybe this can look different. Maybe we can, collaborate. Maybe we can expand. Maybe we can ask for help. All of those different beautiful ways that we can still eventually reach where it is that we want to go, and maybe it can look different. So I wanted to share that little tool with you all because if you've seen, maybe a lot of you have seen it, maybe you haven't seen it before, but really understanding that it, if you don't know it now or you don't know how the outcome is going to come about, you can figure it out. you always have options. You always have the opportunity to grow and into what it is that you want. Oh, somebody's in the waiting room. So, with that being said, I have a few main things that I would like to share at the very end, if they're not shared tonight with the first reading. But I'm going to open it up to all you beautiful ladies to raise your hand. Just let us know what page, maybe, or because I'd like to follow along, and I think everybody else would too, of your first like aha moment or something you read and you were like, whoa, that hits different. So this is the fun part. Who's going first? Or you could just unmute yourself and take it away if you don't want to put up your hand.
I'll do it.
All right, Nina.
For me, and
And
I'm
let
really
us know what
confused about
page
this whole
too.
book.
If
So
you
I'm
have,
on
oh, you
page
don't,
15. So I was like, as I'm reading this, I'm just kind of having like a bunch of moments where I'm like, okay, what is happening? Like I'm so, trying to like soak it in. But the moment that I was very much kind of like drawn to was page 15, just at the bottom there. The understanding is the one-dimensional comprehension of the intellect. It leads to knowledge. Realization is three-dimensional. A simultaneous comprehension of head, heart, and instinct. It comes only from direct experience. So that was kind of like where I really got into thought and like had that moment, like you say, like the aha moment.
did anyone else, was anyone else that was theirs? Few of you? Yep.
So can I just interject for a second?
Please.
You know
Yeah.
what, Nina? What's so funny is the exact line right above that I have highlighted on mine.
Okay, so read yours. Go ahead, Cheryl. Read yours.
Mine is you understand many things, but have realized practically nothing.
Oh
And then
yeah.
it goes into what you say. So we're totally on the same wavelength.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Cool.
it's so
Okay,
good,
sorry.
right?
That's really awesome.
Anybody else similar around that area, or just like the realization of like we think we know so much, we know nothing.
Me, yeah,
Yeah.
it's Danny. Definitely. I totally resonated there. It was like, what the heck, holy cow. Back when I thought I knew everything. And I think back to like my teenage years where I literally thought I knew everything. My brother-in-law and I used to butt heads like crazy. And it was so much ego. And I see myself in this guy like nobody's business when I was younger and super egotistical and lacked like an understanding of the depth of life. And yeah, it's really, this is really cool.
Anybody else around
I
that
did
area?
have an off. I did have an aha, definitely at that page as well, at that paragraph on page 15, with both what you did, Cheryl, as well, and then with the realization. I mean, like, it was a aha. That wasn't actually what I was going to share tonight. The one that really kicked me kind of in the pants, and I just loved it. I kept like, it just, I don't know, the whole chapter I really loved, Michaela. I've really enjoyed every bit of this. I love the way it's told and all the lessons. But when it's on page 22, when he's talking about reality and his reality, and he's thinking about, is it crazy? Is life crazy? And he realizes that Socrates is talking about his life, and he's like the king that is drinking the Kool-Aid. Um, I loved that analogy so much. I have to tell you, I was like, oh, yeah, he's getting it. He's finally getting it.
Where,
So
Elaine, can you read me the part that you're specifically talking about?
22, on page 22, when he's talking about, he's saying, life is crazy. And he goes then into a story his grandfather told about the king, where the king
Here
loved
we
all
go.
the townspeople drank the tainted Kool-Aid, and then ultimately the king drank the Kool-Aid, he became crazy. And then they all thought he was now normal. And then Dan realized, oh God, he's talking about me and my life. I'm the king and I'm the crazy. It's not his life that's crazy, it's me. I mean, like, I thought that was I thought that was finally he's getting it. I realized then that the crazy world that Socrates had referred to was not his world at all, but mine.
Yeah. So good, right?
And I think he agreed.
I just wanted to interject there because I was looking on this page on 22, just like Michaela was being like, where is she talking about? And the interesting part, and this is exactly why I'm really excited to be in this book club, is I had no idea what was happening. In full honesty, I was reading that being like, I'm kind of lost because I was like, I gotta get my pages done. I'm like, I was reading in like I have to do this mentality. I read a lot of pages last night because I was like, I'm keeping myself accountable. So to be honest, I was like, what's this like fluff happening in the middle? Like there were so many lines. Like I actually underlined both the ones that Cheryl and Nina had said, that whole area, because it was like one goes into the other. And then when you said that, I was kind of like lost for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you didn't explain that, I don't think I would have even interpreted that.
Same.
So that was really, yeah, who said same?
Nina.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I am like, wow, that makes so sense. I was like,
Yeah.
so much sense now. Like, I literally I felt like my brain just kind of sloughed over it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes things like hit you and other times just kind of like rolls on by. And when you're saying that, I'm like, did we even talk about a king? Like, what is she talking about right now? Like, what is this? So for me, that's like, this is just reaffirmation that this is why I'm doing this book club, because you miss so many things, and like these sharing moments where you get to share with people, I really allow you to hone into something that maybe wouldn't, like, because we're actually pinpointing all of the different things that are all kind of catching each of us differently because we're all built differently. We all have different senses. Some of us are more like, you know, visual or auditory, or you know what I mean? Like we have our own kind of senses. So anyways, I had to share that. Like it wasn't necessarily like a specific takeaway because I had actually put the previous
big
one that
takeaway.
Nina and Cheryl, but now I'm looking at that being like, wow, that's a massive takeaway because I didn't even see that. So thank you, Elaine, for pointing that one out for me, because that's like, now you just made an aha massive moment for me.
Well, and I think too, just the fact that it is one of the reasons why I had asked everybody to actually get the book, because to be able to just hear things, but actually see them and go back and really understand those words, like Elaine, to be able to really go back and reread that and understand what she means and what she's saying makes a big difference. So, anybody else? Yep, Vicky. There we go. Yep.
So I don't have any idea what it's about the book. No idea. So I was reading the book, and page 29, I told my husband, like, I don't see anything is happening in this book. Page 29. I told my husband, I feel like he's in a coma. You know, when you get philosophic in life and the memories start to come, but because everything was happening, it was like only with the guy Socrates, like every night, but it's no another character or anything like that. So I said, okay, I will keep reading. By page 40, it's like, oh, finally, things start to come, you know, like there is another character, there is Susie going on, and there is like the coach, and there are the peers, and there is the school. And then I feel almost like it start to get kind of weird, the dreams. It feels to me, like I said, no idea what it's about the book, but I feel like he's in a coma, and it's probably a character, those characters that they were so cocky in life. I don't know, probably I was the best student, I was best in this, but maybe something happened that he's reevaluating life and seeing his mistakes. So I'm kind of lost. I'm not deep as you guys, like the line here, I read everything, but it's we'll see, probably at the end will make sense.
Yeah. Well,
Can you hold up the book? Do you have a different book?
it's going to be written a bit differently than ours. I think the newer copy you have is the one that's
In the wrong book.
it's based on, so that one is based on the movie. So it is different. I think it's going to be written like the motion picture.
Is there a movie about this?
Yeah. I wasn't going to tell you guys till the end because I was going to be like, okay, and now you can go watch the movie. It'll be similar, but I haven't read that one, Vicky, so I don't know if it's written differently.
I should ask you. I was so, I actually had the same one.
Yeah, I went to the library to get it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
does it
it,
feel the same, Janelle?
yeah, like when she said page 22, I was like, oh yeah, it's right there.
Okay, perfect.
But
Okay,
yeah.
so
Oh, okay.
okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, Vicky, that's maybe going to be your experience here with this is going through and really seeing and reading and feeling like it fragmented or it doesn't make sense, and then maybe hearing and feeling that different. Maybe that's the biggest gift and takeaway that you'll receive, right? Just seeing how people see things differently and asking questions too, like what the hell are they talking about on this page? Like what does it even mean? The
No,
book
no.
I know.
I do know what they are talking about, the king, like the words. Yes, I do know, but it's like I'm seeing more like, because I don't know what is about the book. I'm thinking more like it's a story, right? Like I'm seeing the characters and seeing a different perspective. I mean, but now I feel like I need to be deeper, like you guys. The next time I'm reading, to highlight more stuff. My
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is it's based on true events, but it's been made into a story. I think just to be able to get the life lessons across in a different way. So Socrates is a real person per se in real life that he actually received a lot of guidance and knowledge from as he was going through his experience as a professional gymnast. So it's based on true events, I would guess you would say. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, good share. And I'm grateful that you're being vulnerable about that and telling us that so that we know. Yeah. Anybody else? Julia, how about you? You've been quiet.
So I'm just on the ground here with someone that's screaming at the top of her lungs here. Yeah, I mean, I switched from the audio, so I just actually got this book today. So I'm kind of like trying to go from the audio to this, but it was all around the illusions.
What page?
So 53.
Oh,
52 and 53.
Oh, that's past where we're reading. So you share that one next week, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Guys, can you
Think
shut
of
my
those.
door, please? Bowen, could you please close mommy's door to her office? Thank you. Anybody else with up to 48?
I mean, if nobody wants to go, I will put 2 cents about sandwiches.
Yeah, please. What page?
I have that circle on page 28 where they talk about like, anyways, I circled that we all make our own sandwiches. And that kind of hit for me because I am a true believer in the fact that we all build our own path, like we create our own path, and doesn't matter kind of, where you come from or what your circumstances are, you can choose to make your sandwich different and,
I love
yeah.
that.
So that spoke to me.
The page that spoke to me, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. On 25, I thought it was really great when he's talking about the young warrior that is learning to jump high by jumping over the corn stalks. And I
That
thought,
was
isn't that
awesome.
our life with Neora? Is we do a little bit, then we learn and do a little bit more, we do a little bit more, the slight edge for sure. So I like that a lot. And I also liked page 28 when he says we all make our own sandwich. And isn't that the truth too? So those seem like really true true things that we live every day. And the quicker we can accept that and do it, the better it'll be.
Love that. I think I saw a lot, and Tony Robbins too, and he's always talking about like your circumstances or the way that, you brought into this world does not define who you are or what you can accomplish or what you can achieve, right? And that reminds me of that too, as like, Nina and Barbara said, is you're making your own sandwich. You have the ability to create, and that really is what the embodiment of taking your freedom back and not creating that victim mindset of I'm at the will of my circumstances or the way that I was brought into this world or what's right in front of me. We always have the ability to be able to look beyond that to create what it is that we want.
And part of that is finding your voice. Right? I mean, I think it's not just about jumping corn stalks and getting progress in any particular path, but jumping internally to trust yourself so that you have confidence in what you believe and say.
A little bit maybe like you're like trusting your instinct to actually be able to
Yes.
find your voice and to actually
Yeah.
ask for what you want. Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. How about you, Ronell? Did you see a page or have something you're like, you knew? Do you want to share?
Yeah. Well, I like was the sandwiches, making your own sandwiches definitely spoke to me. And then basically when he had gone to sleep, let me find the page, and went through most of his life and beyond to when he died. Basically, it was just telling me it's like we make our choices, and the choices we make determine the path of our lives. So you just have to really be thoughtful in the choices
Yeah.
we make.
Yeah. Like your thoughts are things and what you
Mhm.
do adds up back to kind of like that slight edge philosophy of those consistent things create your life, right? Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else?
I'm with Vicky. I guess I didn't take it as deep as all you guys. I thought his name was Socrates, and I was like, you guys are saying, what are you guys saying? Socrates or something?
Oh, Socrates.
Socrates. I was like, oh. So maybe I feel like I need to reread that to kind of like just get a deeper thought or a deeper what's the word I'm looking for? Deeper meaning to it all. Because I was kind of like just seeing it as a story and I was jumping back and forth and I was like, okay, I think that's this. So I feel like I have to reread this all again.
And I figured this could happen, and this is why, hence the very small amount of word. This is meant to be a study. That's why I like my sister doing a book club right now. She's reading like 2 books a week. Like it's just for fun. Like she's just reading, right? Cheryl. Go ahead, Cheryl. It says you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Give yourself some grace, you guys. All I can say is for me, I actually listen to the audio first because I drive for work a lot. And Michaela talked about, oh, I'm going to get through it and got it right away and listen to it on Audible. And it was more of a story that way. So I did find it was a little easier when I was reading it. So if that helps at all, I think I got the Audible for $3.99.
Yeah.
Listen to that first, like long before Christmas. So reading it now, I'm like, oh yeah. But it did help with some of that. Oh, okay. This is how that's explained. So if that helps, maybe try.
I'm glad you said that. Have some grace with yourself because this is literally the purpose of this is I hope you come out with one little tidbit or something that is empowering for you. So and to make some new friends. So this is really truly what I was hoping. And because I had such a huge impact with this book, but I've read it a few times now. And even now going back and reading it again, I'm here and now hearing from you guys, I'm receiving even more from this book that I did even the times I've read it on my own. So yeah, maybe just going slow and going back over some of the things after we get off, if you find some time to kind of go back. And that's why too, the pages, knowing the pages, you can jot it down and just kind of go back and not being afraid to mark up your book and study it a little bit too. Because as you learn these things or as you hear something, you then have the capability of passing it on. And that's like the ripple effect of that. So that's the even cooler part. Go ahead, love. Go ahead, Caitlin.
I was going to say too, like not really pertaining to a specific page, but from beginning of read to end, he meets this Socrates and he just finds him as like Grim Reaper, like this scary guy. Right. And so as I'm reading through and I'm coming from the point of where it's like, he's now transitioned from scary to oh so interesting. And whoa, scary things can bring me to good places. Like that's the way I kind of interpreted that whole piece, not so much like, I read that specific line and that line resonated, but like from beginning to end, I literally like the first probably 10 pages I read, I felt like in a distracted state. So like when I started last night and I was like, oh my gosh, I have like 30 pages to read. This is a lot. And I've committed to this. I felt like I came in a bit confused. And so I felt like it took me a few pages to actually be like reading between the lines and actually like grasping it. But by the time, because I did kind of power read, I felt like I really grasped a picture of like what was actually happening from the beginning to kind of where we finished off. And it's like the life lesson that kind of played out to me was that usually the scariest things are things in life we avoid. And so part of him at the beginning was telling him, this guy's nuts, this guy's crazy, like he's so scary, he had chills on his spine, like all these things. But it's like there was something like, you know, inching him to go back for more. Right. He tried to take time. He tried to step back and he kept coming back for more. And it's like, and now then you start to hear him share his stories, like sharing things about like how he's feeling when he's going to school and totally disconnected. He's not even hearing any of that. He's hearing the sounds in the room. Like he's like now in tune with other senses in his body. And for me, that was just like, he obviously had a one-way straight focus of thinking in his life. Right. And so it was just very eye-opening for me to like kind of wrap my mind around the whole picture of what I read. So I don't know if anyone else felt that same way, but I got the scary life lessons, which is everyone's scared from scary things, but the scary things are good to do.
I love that. Did anybody else feel that way, that he was kind of like afraid, or Socrates was kind of scary? Yeah. Anybody else? Because I'm the opposite. I felt like he thought he was kind of jokey. Like the way that I take Socrates is he's kind of like, but who cares? And oh, who, like kind of nonchalant, but like,
Yeah, I think he feels that way sometimes, but I do think he frightens him. I think he intimidates him, and that instills fear
that's great.
occasionally.
He was scared from his dream.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He was scared from the dream, and then when he met him, it was the real. It appeared to be the same guy from his dream. So I
The
think
Black
he
Reaper.
was scared, and I think that he thought he was just playing a lot of jokes on him, jumping on the roof and all this stuff, and he didn't want to take him seriously at all. But he couldn't, as she said, he could not leave it alone.
Wanted it, kept going back. I love that. That's really great, Caitlin, that he was scared, but he wanted to understand it and kept stepping back in. Yeah, that's really good.
Or maybe not understand it, just outsmart him or make him see how smart he was, and he could put an end to it in a way.
Yep. So one of the things that really stood out, and it's a perfect segue from that understanding it to kind of real life, is on page, where is it here? So on page 10, there was something that really stood out to me, and this is pretty early on, but it's about just past halfway, and it says, "I am a warrior," he snapped. "Beyond that, who I am depends on who you want me to be." And this for me has become a big lesson in life in dealing with people, is that the idea that we create and have our own lenses in which we see every situation, every person, every relationship, our children, circumstances, grief, death, all of these things that come through our life. And that one sentence is so powerful because we, as every woman here on this Zoom, we see life through our own lenses of how we've been brought up, our parenting, our upbringing, where we were born, everything from how we went to school, how we were taught, whether we had two parents in the home or one or none, or all of those different things. And it's such a huge reminder in mindset and working with people and being able to move through the world in a more calm and peaceful way, is to understand that everybody has a different set of lenses. And that to me is such a big, like, again, and I will continue to refer through the whole thing, is to be able to find your peace and take your power back, is to be able to understand and know that we can be so different and so the same, and see things and experience things completely differently, or see things completely differently. And it doesn't make me right and it doesn't make you wrong. So that was a big one for me. Danielle, go ahead.
So I think it goes something like, I don't see you as you are. I see you as I am.
Mhm.
something along those
Yep.
lines.
Yeah, we could look
But
that one
it's
up. If you
so,
find it
it's,
before we end, you can share it. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's so true. We see each other through our own lens, our own experience of life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share anything along that? I have a couple more too before we go, if nobody else.
I think it's interesting as a parent of kids about the age of some of you guys. I finally am realizing who they really are. Like
Your
sometimes as a
microphone is
parent,
really muffled, Barbara. Do you have your hand maybe over?
maybe. Can you
There we
hear me
go.
now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So what I was saying is, as a parent of adult men, I am taking another look at them and realizing that much of the time when I was raising them, we were looking at them through our lenses. And now I realize that that wasn't really necessarily what they needed a lot of the time. And that's really hard, I think. I had identical twins. They're 51 years old now. And yeah, and so as you're raising your children, realize that their lens is totally different than yours. And you need to be the parent, but at the same time, as they become adults and as they go through all these years, they have their own lens.
I love that. That's powerful. So important.
Well, I've just been through this and I'm great friends with my sons, but it's interesting now. I realize I probably ran over them a little bit too much because I was seeing situations as I saw them, not as what would be right for them.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's a big one. Elaine?
Yeah, I have a question on the book. There's one thing I don't understand. That has this is going to sound really naive but I don't get how long has he been like with him
At this point, in page
so,
to page 40.
well, yeah, I mean, like he says, I don't understand like their length of their relationship.
Okay.
Like he
I have
makes
no
it seem,
idea. Does
he
anybody
makes it
have
seem
the
like it's been
answer?
forever, and
I would
he's
guess
just
months.
I got
Just months.
yeah, I got like a couple of months because it was like pre-spring break and then it was post-spring
no,
break.
but that's not what Socrates says. He says that, like he's been with him forever.
Oh,
I've
but I
known
think
you
we're
forever.
gonna find this out later, is what I'm thinking. I
He
figured
meets
there's
him.
gonna be a lot more answers coming later because this was very confusing for like me too at one point. I was explaining to my mom, like, I'm reading this book and I'm like, she's like, and I'm like, well, I really like it. She's like, what is it about? I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to get back to you because I'm still trying to figure this shit out myself.
He meets him when he goes on campus.
Well, I know
at
when he
Berkeley.
physically meets him. I mean, I understand the timing. I've read the book. I listened to the audio. I got it on audio. I'm doing both at the same time. Well, separate times. Listen to one, read, listen, read, listen, read. I'm into it. And I'm like, Michaela, give me a clue. What's going on here?
And okay, where is it?
I'm just curious their history. That's what I'm just curious their history.
There's a very important part that kind of is
alludes to it.
Not alludes to it. It is, where is it? Okay, so on page 9, which is back one page from where I was,
yeah,
there's a part at the bottom, and this is interesting, and this is another thing that depending on the type of personality that you are, but it says he handed me back the wrench, saying, "The world's a puzzle, no need to make sense of it." And this is something that you will find throughout this book is that as humans, our human nature is that we want to understand. We want to make sense of it. We want there to be a definitive answer as to why did this happen. And this is something that I find that I've been noticing there's a lot of people with grief lately. There's passings, and we want to know why. We want to make sense of it. We want there to be a reason, and we will get so caught up. I'm not saying not to go through processes of grief and things like that. That's obviously very important. But it's always having to know the answer. And that piece right there is, I think, such a great example. Oh, it's on page 9 and it's right down. It's like almost 3/4 of the way down. he says, he handed me back the wrench. So it says he. He is the first.
Oh, got it. Oh, yeah.
Like he's getting frustrated with him,
Oh, got
right?
it.
He's like, why won't he tell me how he got on the roof? Why won't he tell me this? Where's the answer so that I can, I think, who was it? Cheryl said, if you just give me the answer, then I can move on, or that I can, that kind of thing. And what you're going to find a lot of times in life is that you will never get the answer that you're looking for. It's sometimes about the fact of putting the puzzle together and not understanding, what the sense of it was. And that's truly a life lesson that I think people will go down rabbit holes or these like massive brain sucking things trying to make sense of things where really it's like what
You know what? That, in my mind, that has to do with you want to know why, so you have control.
There we go.
And so
thank you for
a
wrapping
lot
that.
of this
Perfect.
is about not having control.
Yep.
And so for me, the thing that's hard to understand is his use of Socrates. And I don't think he's ever talking about Socrates. That's just the name he's using, right? The real Socrates.
Yeah, there's a person that's helped inspire his growth journey.
But I mean, Socrates is like,
it's a mythical, just
no, 100 and some thousand years ago, he was a real guy.
Mhm.
And I've read a lot of his work. So that was confusing to me because at first I thought he was talking about Socrates. He was a philosopher. He was a early thinker.
I see. I think he just borrowed that name for the.
Yeah, I guess he did. He did.
Yeah. But I love that you said that because that's so important, is that human nature to want to be able to have the answer so that we can be more in control. Because not
That's
having
what
the
it
answer
is.
makes us feel,
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for bringing that home. That's perfect. Anybody else have some thoughts on that? Does that feel helpful? Like to read those little things and just like be like, oh, okay, Yeah.
Yeah, it's making more sense now.
Oh, good.
It is, because even I was
Okay,
like,
I
oh,
just
I
want to say the
remember
last
that.
thing is my favorite thing in the world is when he calls him jackass. It's my favorite thing. I just doesn't seem like a thing he would do, being this warrior, that he would call him jackass. And I love him when he calls him Jack, short for jackass.
Yeah.
And like on 18 it says, in fact, you have no knowledge of where anything is or what anything is or how it came to be. Life is a mystery. Just being a little enjoying, right? Enjoying a little bit more of life and having a lighter sort of take on it all because we really don't know, right? What do we really know for sure?
That's
So, okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for sharing for tonight. So we're going to read to page. It's a little bit of a longer read. So Caitlin, buckle up. It's a little longer. We're going to read to 89. So from 49 to 49, I wrote it down. 49 to 89. Okay, so chapters, I think it was 1 and 2. Sound good? Doable?
Sounds great.
Any questions? No? I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about the next. All right, ladies, it was great to see you all. If you want to unmute your phone and say goodnight or goodbye.
Thank you, Michaela, so much for
Thank
doing
you so
this.
much. Fun. Thank you, Michaela.
Yeah.
Good
Thanks
night,
for all the aha
everyone.
moments, everyone.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.